And we are back. Welcome to lesson 3.7. Here's your objective. You will be able to divide decimals by whole numbers. And this one will be fairly easy if you know how to do division. The next lesson, I'm going to throw a whole nother wrinkle in there. But because we're dividing decimals by whole numbers, it's not that bad. Alright, so here's something you might want to take notes on. Maybe, maybe not. But it says dividing decimals by a whole number is easy. Just do the division and then place the decimal in the quotient directly above its place in the dividend. Now that sounds like a mouthful. Basically just means you can, when you're dividing a decimal by a whole number, you can basically kind of ignore this decimal and then just bring it up, or bring it up first and ignore it. It's up to you. Alright, but that's because this is a whole number. Tomorrow's lesson or the next day's lesson, whatever it is, we're going to have a decimal over here and it's going to make it a little bit more complicated. But for now, I'm going to kind of pretend this is 68 divided by 2, right? So can 2 go into 6? Well, it goes in 3 times. 3 times 2 equals 6. So I minus that, I get 0, bring down my 8. How many times can 2 go into 8? 4 times. And then I have no remainder left, so I could stop right there. And my answer, I brought up my decimal right there, is 3 4/10. My answer is not 34. Alright, so I'm just going to do one example, and then you're going to have some work to do. So this will be a quick lesson. Here we go. 7 7/10 divided by 14. Alright, so I'm going to write it the work way now, and I have 7 7/10 divided by 14. Now right away, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bring my decimal right up so I can kind of forget about it. Alright, keep it in, it's directly above. Alright, I don't want to move it over here, or way over here. I want to keep everything in line, so I have my tens, my decimal, and my tenths lined up. Alright, so 14 cannot go into the number 7. Well, I guess it can, but it'd be a decimal again. We don't want to do that. But it can go into the number 77. Now you can guess and check over here, unless you know how to count by 14. Some of you might. But let's guess and check. Now I know that 10 times 5 is 50. And 4 times 5 is 20. 50 plus 20 equals 70, right? So I'm going to try 5. 14 times 5 will equal 70. Alright, so I'll put my 5 right here. And 5 times 14 equals 70. And I subtract that. And I get 7. Now, we can keep going. Though we can stop after a few. Maybe we'll go to just the hundredths. Alright, but let's do this now. 14 cannot go into 7, so I'm going to annex a 0 and bring it down. Okay. Oh, look at that. Can 14 go into 70? Well, we just did it. We did 14 times 5 equals 70. So I don't have to stop at the hundredths because it does stop at the hundredths. 5 times 14 equals 70. And there I go. I have no more decimals to put down. There's no remainder there or anything like that. It stopped right there. Now, we haven't talked too much about annexing zeros, so that might have thrown a little wrinkle in there for you. But we'll go over that in class if we need to. And there we go. There's the answer. Alright, now it's your turn right here. You have 3 6/10 divided by 4 and 12 32/100 divided by 22. Alright, so let's set up the first one together here. Alright, let's do it the work way. It's 3 6/10 divided by 4. Alright, I set you up on that one. What would you do first? Yes, make sure you put your decimal point in there. And you could do the rest of that one. And then try number 2, which is a little more challenging, but nothing you guys can't handle. Alright, we'll see you real soon. Thank you. Goodbye.